It's July 25th, 2024, and I'm sitting here with Mr. John J. Jeckovich, and we're talking about his book, Their Mother's Sons. It's approximately 900 pages long. We're on page 332, and that chapter 11, and it's titled, Passwords Killed in Action and Hospital Bound. What's the password, Mr. Jeckovich, to move on?
420965.
Okay. You're looking chipper today.
Chipper, huh?
I see you got a new sweater and sweatshirt and new pants on. You're looking good. And you're completely shaved. You're looking really...
Yeah, these pants are loose on me. I don't know whether I'm losing weight or what.
You're losing weight.
Huh?
You're almost 6 foot, and you're down to 151. You better start eating lunch. You've been missing lunches. You can't keep on missing lunch.
Here, have a candy bar.
Have a candy. You're not eating enough. Come on, have something.
I don't want no candy. I had candy all day. Come on.
Okay. Yeah, that's the reason why you're loose, because you're getting down to next to nothing. You got to beef it up. You got to beef it up. So besides that, how are you feeling?
I'm good, yeah.
All right. A lot of people been asking you on the internet, what's Mr. Jeckovich's secret to longevity, being that you're knocking on the door of 100? What's Mr. Jeckovich's secret to longevity?
Genes.
Genes?
Genes.
So you come from a family of long livers then, huh?
Yeah.
So how are you feeling today?
Good.
Mr. Jeckovich's motto is, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. And Mr. Jeckovich lives by that. So, that's what you live by.
Yeah, I did, huh?
Do you want to start reading your book, or do you want me?
Right.
Do you want to start reading your book, or do you want me?
Now, that's on the book?
Yeah, do you want to read it, or do you want me?
No.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's an interesting fact that Mr. Jeckovich is knocking on the door of 100 years old. He reads the newspapers without glasses. Letters that come to him, he reads without glasses, and even the fine print. This is unbelievable.
Nah, I gotta have glasses out. Fine.
I've never seen you wear glasses ever.
Super soldier.
Well, that's why we nickname you the Super Soldier.
Huh?
That's why we nickname you the Super Soldier.
Super soldier, boy.
Well, you got a
Purple heart.
Purple Heart and
Brown stars.
and Brown Stars. You didn't get that from just sitting on your ass.
Right.
You were up at the front line fighting in the Battle of the Bulge, 18, 19 years old.
Well, so was a million other kids.
Yeah, I know. But you had...
So was a million other kids.
And all those
yeah.
a million of other kids,
Huh?
back 80 years ago, they had all the right disposition. They did it because of the love of the country. Now you turn on the news and you see these little bastards burning the American flag. They have no idea what it's all about. They would go to war like these young guys did in World War II for anything. They have no concept. They're lost in action. Their whole life is on a cell phone playing a game.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So you are definitely, like they say, the greatest generation, and it's an honor to go over your book. The book starts from when you're born, basically, you know, 3rd, 4th grade, maybe younger, all the way to your retirement. All the way to retirement. And then we talk about...
894 pages.
Yeah, and we talk about your wife, who you're married to for 70 years. 70 years. Yesterday, I read a tribute to your wife for 70 years. And we already touched bases about the people that you're in the war with, which almost all of them are died during the course of the war. And we're also in a section of the book where you thought the worst was over, but little did you know, Hitler had other plans. He came knocking on your door at the Battle of Bulge with over 600,000 crazy Nazis, 1,000 Panzer-type tanks, and this was Hitler's last-ditch effort to try to win the war. His last-ditch effort, and he said, "Listen, if I don't win it this time around, at least I'll kill a lot of Americans," and he did. During that Battle of the Bulge, 80,000 plus young men died at the hands of that godless animal. 80,000. The German Nazis, the infantry, over 300,000 of them died in the Battle of Bulge.
300,000, come on, that's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. It's
A lot of people, Dave. I don't know
Half
about
of them
that.
died or injured or missing. But listen, most of the soldiers, they were getting desperate. They had young kids and old men in there. They had all ages. And tell us the one story about how you almost got shot by a paratrooper. He was in a foxhole. He looked at you, and then what happened?
He smiled, turned around, and went back.
Yeah, but didn't he have you down? He could have shot you right then and there.
No.
He could have got you right then and there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, just
Well, as young as I was, he said, we're nuts to shoot one another.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's the point I was trying to make. So you had a nice young paratrooper, Nazi paratrooper in a foxhole. He could have shot you point blank because you didn't see him at your side. He gave you a smile. He turned around and he didn't even look back. He just kept going. You could have put a bullet in his back, but he knew that you two guys didn't want to be doing this.
Yeah.
Is that about right?
That's it.
Okay.
He read us.
Okay. And I hope that young paratrooper is still alive today, just like you. I hope he is, because he actually saved your life. Okay, here we go. You ready for me to start reading?
All right,
You
go
want to tell
ahead.
some more things?
Go ahead.
A voice shouted out, "Don't fire, 2nd Squad, 2nd Platoon coming in." I could not make out a dozen figures slowly moving towards us. "Take it easy, guys. The Krauts are long gone." The lead figure muttered as they passed our bunker. "They're headed for the kitchen and some hot coffee," not even saying if they have encountered any Germans or if they had any casualties. I was thankful for the remark they had made about the Germans being out of the sector. At least the rest of the night would be quiet and we would get some rest. The rest of the night was just that, uneventful and quiet. I felt rested, having slept several hours, and wondered if the kitchen would be serving any breakfast. It was almost dawn and there was considerable movement about the general area. We had gotten the word that the Germans pulled out during the night, tanks and all. We thought that this would be a perfect spot to rest up, get resupplied, and obtain some replacements. Was it tough to get replacements?
Oh, yeah.
During the course of this war, weren't you told by your superiors that you would be promoted to staff sergeant?
Who's this?
You, weren't you told that?
Oh, come on. That goes on all the time.
But then they tell you 3 different occasions.
Yeah, that story goes on all the time.
But I'm just trying to make a statement. Weren't you told at least 3 different times that you would be promoted?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was all, either the person that,
Rear Echelon was getting the promotions.
why would a rear echelon get
Yeah,
promotion?
yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why
What
did
do?
the men on the front line doing the fighting get the promotions? Why did the rear echelon get the promotions? Tell me why. Why did the rear echelon get promotions?
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, why?
They had access to it. They were stuck holding the people that were working with them.
I see.
Rear Echelon.
So they're real kiss asses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you say some mail clerk got promoted to lieutenant? You said
Mail clerk.
Manicusi or something?
Yeah, mail clerk, yeah.
And he got promoted to lieutenant?
Yeah. What's his name? Goodnight gave him that. I don't know why he did it, but he did it.
The Germans had pulled out during the night. We thought that this would be a perfect spot to rest up, get resupplied, and obtain some replacements. How were the replacements they sent you? Were they pretty decent fighting soldiers?
They were 19 years old, drafted, they got basic training, they shipped it out.
Did they have any war experience? Any
What?
combat experience?
No, where did they get it? They could get it here. Or where they going?
Yeah. We were wrong. There was okay, here we go. We were wrong. There was a string of 6x6s, the engines idling, waiting for their load of GI. So you thought you were going to be able to get some rest, and the 6x6s had their engines running and are basically going to tell you to get in.
Yeah.
We're moving to another sector. We knew that the Germans were being routed and the counteroffensive had been crushed. What we did not know was the extent or magnitude of the offensive action. We began on the 16th of December and ended some 35 days later. That was a long battle. That was a long-ass battle. Long-ass battle. We never heard the term of the Battle of Bulge. So at this time, you never even heard the term of the Battle of Bulge.
Yeah, it was,
You never even heard of it, right?
no.
Until reading about it in Stars and Stripes. What's Stars and Stripes?
Stars is a military uniform, publication they put up now.
Did all the guys get it?
It comes out weekly.
Wow, that's something. We never heard the term Battle of Bulge until reading about it in the Stars and Stripes
Yeah.
much later. We were never informed of the gigantic nature of the operation. Some 600,000 Americans and 500,000 Germans. It was the most decisive battle on the Western Front during World War II and the greatest fought by the United States Army. That's so true. That was the granddaddy of the battle. If you had a chance to be in the Battle of Bulge or in the Pacific, what would you take?
I would say Europe. I'd say Europe.
Did you have any inclination of going to Pacific?
No. It was always a rumor.
You didn't want to go
But they kept drifting away from San Francisco. They kept going back to New York, DOE.
Being green troops, we took the constant moving and being surrounded most of the time by the enemy as a part of nature of combat. Our indoctrination into combat was quite quick and decisive, and times fatal. We were in the thick of things right from the beginning. Our saving grace as compared to the 106th Division. What happened to the 106th Division?
Well, bad leadership, bad intelligence, bad people running it.
And just about every one of the young boys in the 106 was slaughtered.
Yeah.
Slaughtered.
Yeah.
And those son of a bitch in SS would come up to these young boys laying in the snow, and they would say, hey, listen, SS are talking to these, a whole field of wounded young Americans, 18, 19. The SS would say, hey, any of you guys need help? Yo, I'll get a medic down here. And as soon as, the young kid shot, might have been from New York or Los Angeles or Florida or Miami, could have been from anywhere in the United States. He thought that was a sincere ask, where the SS says, if you need help, let us know, we'll help.
Yeah.
And as soon as the young boys would they're desperate, they're in unbelievable pain, they'd say, yeah, I need help. The SS would come, take that pistol and blow his brains right out.
Yeah.
Blow his brains out. The whole field of white snow was red.
Yeah.
And then a couple of those guys did escape, and they were all laying on the ground, somewhat wounded, and the SS was going around to see if anyone were alive. So
Yeah.
they'd blow their brains out. And actually, if the SS was really feeling nasty at that time, they'd take a rifle butt and beat their brains out right then and there. And some of the young kids were saying, if they kicked me in the groin, would I be able to take it without making a movement? Because that's what the SS was kicking a lot of these guys between the legs that they thought they might have been faking being dead.
Yeah.
And others and some got away. The SS were a horrible, brutal group of people. They were godless people, and
That was the hardcore of the Germans.
many of them escaped. And many of them escaped. It was a really unbelievably horrible people. Devastating horror. Being green troops, we took the constant moving and being surrounded most of the time by the enemy as part of combat. Our indoctrination into combat was quick and decisive, and at times fatal. We were in the thick of things right from the beginning. Our saving grace, as compared to the 106th Division, that's the division that got slaughtered, was detached to various experienced units rather than slugging it out with Germans as one large green division. In the course of a little over a month, I had seen the squad. I had seen the squad I was in suffer almost 90% casualties. You see 90% casualties of that squad?
That's 12 men?
It says, in the course of a little over a month, I had seen the squad I was in suffer almost 90% of casualties. That's probably the 106. You've seen 90%
No,
casualties.
those are all infantry, yeah, they're all infantry, yeah.
Mostly all fatalities. The percentage would be repeated several times during the course of this conflict. We did not know that people who were attached to were strangers to each other. We are told to fill in there and fill in here, set up the gun, move your gun, and squad into the woods. So with that heavy machine gun you had, you were constantly on the go.
Oh, yeah.
You shoot it for maybe, what, a few minutes?
And then move, you gotta move, yeah. They zeroed in.
And how heavy was that machine gun?
How many?
How heavy was it? The weight?
Well, the tripod was heavy.
How heavy?
Well, it's all metal, and they usually slung that over your shoulders.
150 pounds?
A lot more than that.
How heavy was the machine gun?
Machine gun, well, if it didn't have the water in it, it was all right, but if it was full of water, it would be heavy as hell. And then if that water was hot, you get burnt
Why did you need water in the machine gun?
to cool it.
And how many ammo bearers did you have?
Well, the squad was 12 guys, and 6 guys were ammo bearers. You had guys feeding ammunition.
And how heavy was the ammo?
6 of them.
But how heavy was the weight of all this ammo?
Well, they come with a box. Well, remember, Grandma had that money box she
Yeah.
called it a money box. That was an ammo box.
Okay. So it's pretty heavy.
Well, it had a little handle on it, yeah.
It's pretty heavy. It's a metal container, but they had several of them because you would shoot off like 1,000 rounds in like no time.
Oh, yeah.
In no time, 1,000 rounds would be gone. Most of the time, we were on our own, which was perfectly all right with me. So you'd rather been on your own than with, say, the 106th. You'd rather be.
Well, you weren't on your own. You were controlled by somebody. You were controlled by somebody. They didn't let you go out there by yourself.
Because right here you say, most of the time we were on our own, which is perfectly all right with me.
Yeah, you were not on your own. People had to report in every night, every day.
The smaller the unit, the greater chance of survival. We did not have the niceties of the rear echelon. Warm billets at night, hot food, occasionally ample supplies of ammunition and equipment. We never had adequate cold weather clothing. Tell me why didn't you have cold weather clothing?
Well, they didn't have it. I had those galoshes. I held those galoshes with the buckles. I went to school with those kind of.
And they had no support at all.
No weather boots or nothing.
How about the rear echelon? What kind of boots did they have?
They probably got everything, yeah.
And they weren't out front fighting.
No. They had access to it and they grabbed it.
Yeah, because they had first looks at it. They had first time they seen it, so they took it for themselves. We never had adequate cold weather clothing. Minutes, please. And what we were issued at Breckenridge in October, we utilized during the winter months in battle. We marveled at the winter clothing of the German Panzer Division. What kind of clothing did the German Panzer Division have?
That was better equipment we had. We were.
They had like this. Tell me what they had.
Tall weather gear around and everything.
That's amazing that, but that was only the Panzer divisions, right?
Yeah.
For the first month in combat, we received no mail, which was to be expected, nor did we have the opportunity to send out any. We never were taken off the line to a rear area for showers and a warm place to thaw out, but was constantly in the midst of mortar barrages and ever-present Tiger tanks. We endured the worst of it without a murmur of disdain and pursued our assigned duties with vigor and strong penchant to preserve. That's what I'm saying, it's the best generation ever, right there. That sentence tells the story. It was a short ride by the open 6x6s, lasting about an hour. We left the trucks in town called Haute Bordeaux, the assembled area for our division. We closed in the assembly at 300 hours on January 11th, and we were told that we were in the divisional reserve. So here you go, you moved around again.
Yeah.
Move around all the time. Thus far, the division had been contributing most of its strength to other divisions to stem the breakthrough into Belgium by the German Panzer divisions. Now together for the first time, the 75th Infantry Division was ready for an offensive operation. So now, no defense, now you're going on an offensive.
Yeah.
First time. At 1914 hours on the 14th of January, the division commander issued field order number 7. Division attacks tomorrow, 15 January 1945. Hour of attack, 289th Infantry, 300 hours, 291st Infantry, 800 hours. So this is going to be one hell of an attack.
Yeah.
This is going to be a mega attack. Patton was in this attack, right?
Who?
Patton was in this attack. General Patton was in this.
Oh yeah, he's all over that. He was all over that.
Going back a bit, a couple of weeks or so, all the top brass, except Patton, some of the top brass, the colonels and generals, were, one was out to a wedding, another one was out golfing.
Never got a boat, so a boat, sent a boat home.
Yeah, another one was, yeah, he sent a boat home all the way from Germany, Germany.
So they had a lot of room.
Another couple Germans, another couple generals at this time were an expensive gun maker getting brand new shotguns made and brand new pearl handled pistols. Yet the exception was General Patton. General Patton didn't think he was going to let his guard down like these other generals did. General Patton said, Christmas Day, which is General Patton's birthday, is going to be a great damn birthday to kill some Germans. And that's what General Patton said. While the rest were having a life of luxury, General Patton didn't go back. He stayed up front. Tell us about the run-in you had with General Patton.
The line?
Yeah, when you were in the bar and he kicked your ass out.
Oh, in the barn?
Yeah, tell us what happened.
Well, we walked all day in the rain, and I told Post, hide the stupid Jeep and the trailer campfire so nobody sees it and we'll get some sleep. Well, Patton caught it. He come in and he said, what the hell you guys doing? Get your ass up, get to the next checkpoint.
Yeah.
What time was that?
Was that in the morning or middle of the night?
3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so when all the other generals were doing their luxurious things, Patton says, my birthday's coming up, Christmas Day, what a better time to kill some Germans. And an interesting thing, General Patton was also in World War I. You probably knew that.
Yeah.
And during World War II, he looked like a man of his 70s. Interesting enough, Patton was only in his 50s.
Huh.
He showed a lot of wear.
Huh.
He showed a lot of wear. He looked like a man of 70s, but he was only in his 50s.
Yeah.
You know, I guess because he put 100% in on all these.
Well, he's all over. He's all over. He's not like, well, I would say Eisenhower. Eisenhower was staff, so he didn't do that stuff.
So here we are. The big assault is coming. The enemy had skillfully organized its defensive positions along the east bank of the Somme River in the vicinity of the village of Hurt. It was entrenched heavily with numerous bunkers built from timber covered with earth and snow. Each bunker contained 3 or 4 men armed with automatic weapons. Also, stone buildings and cellars were being effectively used in the towns of Versailles, Sam-Chaussot, and Bec. On January 14th, our forces were generally along the west bank of the Somme River, except the vicinity of Grand Hollow. That's where you got shot.
Yeah, Grand Roll, yeah.
That's where you got shot your ass up right there on the north.
Grand Roll, Belgium.
Yes, sir. The 517th Parachute Regiment attached to the 82nd Airborne Division had effected a bridgehead in the town. The 291st Infantry occupied the northern section.
Oh, they got us out. We were blocked in. They got us out. They came in.
They came in.
Yeah.
How'd they get you blocked? How do they do it?
They just come in and shoot the people out, get in, get you people out, and get out.
Otherwise, you're caught.
Yeah, well,
You had no way out.
we didn't have any ammunition. We hadn't had any meals or hot meals or nothing, and we were just hanging in.
How did Lape do at this?
Huh?
How was Lape doing when all this was going on?
I don't know if Lake was killed before that or after. I can't remember.
Okay. To the point roughly north of Versailles and Rennes-Cholet. We were in the town of Rennes-Cholet getting new replacements, some new equipment, and most of our back mail. I got 2 letters from home, letters from Jean, and 4 from Anne, all dated before Christmas. I read the letters from home first to see if everything was all right. It was the usually gossipy, I'm fine stuff. I knew Mother would not say anything wrong under any circumstances. They said it was cold there and the furnace had gone out several times. Wow. Necessitating or getting up in a cold house for part of the day. Little they know that you're in 20 below.
Yeah.
You're in 20 below.
Well, Amador, he would shake the grates, but he'd leave it in the fire pit. He wouldn't take them out. They got right up top to the top of the grate and then put the fire out.
So Almodoa didn't do a good job.
Huh?
Almodoa didn't do
Yeah, he was a pain in the ass.
Almodoa did not really
Typical
did a good job keeping the house warm.
And he was a plumber too.
Oh my word.
So when you were out there, did you have like sweaters, like a sweater like you're wearing now? Did you have gloves?
Well, you had a pair of gloves, but when they wore out, you didn't get another one.
Minutes?
One. So just wrap it up.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Other than that, everything was normal except finding some food stuff hard to get or just unavailable. I started to open a letter from Jean. A runner from the company, CP, informed me that Lieutenant Manicucci wanted to see me. Lieutenant Manicucci, our platoon leader and the battlefield commission, Brown Nose, had jumped from the male orderly to the second lieutenant.
Yeah.
That's that kiss ass you were telling me about.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Manicucci went from the mail room to a second lieutenant
Yeah,
in 1 month.
big mouth, there you go.
So he was a kiss ass.
Yeah.
He stated that he would still keep the same arrangement in the squad, namely I would double as a squad leader and occasionally as first gunner, whatever the conditions warranted. Okay, seconds?
14.
Okay, wait.
So, yeah, that was interesting.
Lieutenant Manicucci.
Yeah. 90-day wonder.